Namaste, one and all. Welcome you to a presentation on National Education Policy 2020 and School System. So, you might have known about the detailed changes that proposed by the Education Policy 2020. So, in this presentation, I would like to present the details of changes proposed in the school education system as per the new education policy. So the rationale for the change, according to the policy, is that the existing school system doesn't cover the age group 3 to 6. So the school system at present, at a national level, children are admitted to school on completion of 6 years of age. And this age group below this up to 6 or up to 8 is considered as very crucial stage in the life of children. So hence this policy want to include that group also as a very focused group in education. Even the Right to Education Act doesn't include the children under 6, and there is no mention about their education. And there are crores of children in our country is out of this early childhood care and education process. In Kerala, the case is different. We are having a very strong network of such institutions, and children are going to early childhood care centers, nursery schools at a very young age itself. So the promoting better overall learning, development and well-being of children. So that's the vision the policy proposes. Then it is a pedagogical curricular restructure. It is not the structure of a system of education, and it is mostly perceived as the school system will have to change by a 5 class, then a 3, another 3 and another 4. It is not like that. It is not such a structural change with respect to classes, but the change the policy proposes is a pedagogical curricular restructure that we have to see later. But it is generally perceived as the first section, as we say in the primary section 1 to 5, and it is not such kind of a structure proposed in this policy. That's a very important point to be noted. Then coverage of 15 years of school education. That's another rationale. Then the rationale for the proposed system from 3 to 8, 8 to 11, 11 to 14, 14 to 18. And this is on the basis of developmental stages of children. So that's the rationale for such a proposal. And these are some of the background of this proposed change. So this new curricular pedagogical structure, the structure is appeared like this. The foundational stage of 5 years, that is interpreted as the from 3 to 8 years, the process of education will be in school. It is not in that kind of structural change, and this foundational stage will have 2 stages. One is 3 to 6 preschool, and 6 to 8, that is classes 1 and 2. And there shall be a common curricular and pedagogical approach. That's the nature of foundational stage. And then the preparatory stage, next stage of 3 years of children aged 11, grades 3 to 5. Then the middle stage of another 3 years of classes 5 to 8. And the secondary stages also classes 9 to 12, but it is mentioned that it is 9 and 12, then 11 and 12. 9 and 10 and 11 and 12. So that's the proposal. So it clearly stated that there is no structural changes in terms of classes, but the changes proposed in pedagogy as well as approach to curriculum. So on the basis that this 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 is proposed. Then the first stage, the foundation stage of learning. National Curricular and Pedagogical Framework for Early Childhood Care and Education. Up to the age of 8. Then there is a revolutionary ideology in this framework. It's the first time in our country there will be a document for a framework for children from birth to 3 years. So that's a very revolutionary concept. In developed countries only there are provision for such parental education regarding early childhood care. Children at very young age, newborn child or the child up to 3 years. We have no consideration till now regarding the development of children apart from the immunization programs. So there shall be a common framework for the child development of 0 to 3 developed by NCERT. So that's a very, very novel idea. Then ensure universal access of high quality ECCE across the country. That's the aim of this foundational learning. Then along with a midday meal program, because many children in rural areas of our country attending such institutions for one-time food. So the policy demand to extend this program to a breakfast also. So that also is a very new concept, and it's an essential concept because nutrition at the childhood age is highly significant in the life of an individual. So that's another aspect. Then foundational literacy and numeracy. That is considered as the background of the real or actual school education. So during this foundational stage, the child should acquire or awareness about literacy and numeracy as prerequisite, and that should be attained by 2025. And it consists of 5 years of flexible multi-level play activity based learning. Some light textbooks may be there at this stage. And the second stage, the preparatory stage, grades 3 to 5, covering ages 8 to 11. And on curricular side, increased focus on foundational literacy and numeracy. And actually what is missing in this policy, there is not much description about this stage. What all activity should do in this stage is not seen in this policy. I think it was in the draft policy, but to what reason sometimes it may be missed out when there will be a copy paste process, whatever it is. There are not much details about this preparatory stage in the relevant area of this policy. So generally, it emphasizes on reading, writing, speaking, etc. And it also mentioned about the Diksha platform, the new platform for students, teachers, and as well as parents, and that also is mentioned to be available for all children from the stage of preparatory onwards. So the third stage, the 3-year stage of middle stage, grade 6 to 8. So the apex classes of elementary stage for children of ages 11 to 14. It will comprise of 3 years pedagogical curricular style of preparatory stage. It was not mentioned. Introduction of subject teachers. So that's a major change in this middle stage. The subject teachers and abstract concepts will begin at this stage. So in tune with the developmental stage of children into a stage of formal operations. So then students will be ready for the subjects such as sciences, mathematics, arts, social, humanities, etc. So that subject differentiation, then experiential learning within each subject and explorations. So such kind of some more complexity, abstractness, etc. are proposed in the middle stage of school education. And the fourth stage, the secondary stage, which is divided as 9 to 10 and 11 to 12. And there is no strict integration of 9 to 12 is proposed in the policy. The 4 years together, it should be multidisciplinary in nature, then greater depth in terms of content, critical thinking, attention to life aspiration, flexibility, and students' choice. So it proposes a choice for students from the 9th class onwards. That's another change. Then option of exit. So students can exit at grade 10 on completion of 10th to a vocational stream or any other streams. So that's a proposal. So it's clear that there is no structural integration of 9, 10 with 11 and 12. Then empower students through flexibility in course choices. So more choices, more courses will be offered. Then choice of subjects. Then another proposal. The 4 stages of school education may consider a semester on any other system for inclusion of shorter modules or courses. So in contrary to the existing year system, say year-long subjects or courses, the policy proposes to enquire the chances for inclusion of short courses or to convert the system of year-wise education, year-wise academic year system to be replaced by a semester system. The possibility shall be analyzed. So may consider it. The wording in the NDP itself is that it may consider a semester or any other short courses system. Then the focus areas. The focus areas such as holistic development of learners. That's one focus area. The school education should focus on holistic development of learners. There should be a shifting to how to learn and to move away from rote learning. Then aim of education will not only be cognitive but also development of character and holistic as well as the 21st century skills. Then reduce curriculum load, curriculum content. Content should be the existing curriculum of almost all levels of education in our nation is still concentrated on a product or a content based curriculum, not a process based curriculum. So, in order to enhance essential learning and critical thinking, the curriculum content should be reduced. So, that's another proposal. Discovery based, discussion based, and analysis based learning shall be promoted. Then, experiential learning. Wherever possible, experiences shall be given, and there is a shift in tools of assessment. Assessment tools shall be for including assessment as, assessment of, and assessment for learning. So that's another change, a major uh, conceptual change in assessment as well. Assessment itself as learning. In most of the other developed nations, in especially in online education, they are using assessment as an important means of learning. So a change in that direction also is proposed in the policy. Then multilingualism and power of languages. So that's another proposal. Wherever possible, the medium of instruction until at least grade 5, preferably till grade 8 and beyond, will be the home language or mother tongue or local language or regional language. So the policy stated, it's a statement from the policy, wherever possible. So it doesn't insist to stick on that, but to inquire the possibility to continue to conduct education at least to grade 5 in the regional or mother tongue of the children, and possibly extended to grade 8 and further. So that's the proposal, and the policy does not compel to do this, and to again it proposed to seek chances as maximum possibility to conduct education at the early ages of life in their mother tongue or in their regional language. Then another statement. It is not. It's only a statement, and not much emphasis is given in the policy, and they just quote some research findings and says that children learn languages very easily at their younger ages, and nothing much detailed about this aspect. That's a reality. It's a research evidences that children can learn language very easily than adults, but we did not compel them. We do not compel them to write different languages. What we are doing now is that when in the KG classes itself, we are trying to impose them to write and read, not to speak. So, what actually we have to do is to enable them to communicate in different languages. So that capacity should be developed, not that reading or writing different languages. So that also is just a statement, and the three language formula will continue. Then high quality bilingual textbooks. That's another interesting proposal. Bilingual textbooks and teaching learning materials will be prepared. That's another area. Then national curriculum framework for school education. That's is going to the target is the next academic year 2020-21. NCERT will develop such a national level curriculum framework after some 15-16 years, and it will be revised and updated in every 5 to 10 years as per the policy. Then there will be national textbooks with local content and flavor. That's another aspect. There shall be contents for national needs, need of the nation, goals of the nation, values of the nation, etc., along with the local content as mentioned in the policy. Then, where possible, schools and teachers will also have choices in textbooks they employ from among a set of textbook. So that's another choice of textbooks that teacher or school can be choose from a set is also mentioned. So it is not mentioned detail in the policy. Then transforming assessment for student development. That's there are various changes proposed in this. The regular and formative is more competency based assessment. They have to implement a competency based assessment than the existing summative main focus is on summative assessment or board exams, and they plan to reduce that weight on that exams. And the progress card will be holistic 360-degree multi-dimensional report, reflects in great detail the progress as well as the uniqueness of each learner. So they also suggest some improvement in the nature of and structure of progress card. Then self-assessment and peer assessment and progress of child in project-based and inquiry-based such and such things. A comprehensive assessment of the child. That is also is proposed, though we are following this continuous and comprehensive evaluation even now. We are sticking on the written type of examination at the end of a term or end of an year, etc. So in addition to that teacher assessment, there shall be various forms of such assessment, including self and peer assessment, should be encouraged as per the policy. Then board exam for grade 10 and 12 will be continued. Then the entrance examinations system in order to reduce those coaching classes, etc., that also is mentioned in the policy. Then in a student point of view, the introduction of greater flexibility, a choice of best of 2 attempts, that is proposed. In the case of board exams, students can attempt at least twice for their board exams, and the best of the 2 can be taken for their further education. That's another remarkable proposal. Then boards may develop further viable models of board exams. So in order to transform or to remodel the existing system of exams, the board should think about such possibility of revising or modifying or restructuring the existing style of board exam, and some possibility of annual semester modular exams also shall be considered according to the policy. Then in the base of assessment reforms, a national assessment center PARAC will be established, and that agency will set up standard norms and guidelines for assessment, and it also conduct state and national wide achievement surveys. The National Testing Agency will work to offer a high quality common aptitude test. So, a common aptitude test is planned for those who completed the grade 12 and the completion of secondary level education. Those who are willing, those who wish to go for a tertiary education. So there will be a common entrance examination, common aptitude test should be conducted by a national testing agency, and the admission to further education shall be made on the basis of that test. That is another proposal in assessment. So that's a gist of this changes proposed by the new education policy, new national education policy 2020 regarding school education. So thanks for watching the presentation. Thank you all.